Alright, hey you guys, it's TsubakiSwagg, and I'm coming to you with my review of Naruto Shippuden episode 461, Hagoromo and Homura. And this episode actually did answer a lot of questions for me because, like most of you guys know, I really am not a huge filler person, but I was looking forward to actually seeing this filler because it does explain like where Kaguya came from, where Hagoromo and Homura came from, which are her children, and just a lot of different things that I wasn't necessarily completely sure about because they did not elaborate at all on Kaguya and her children in the manga. They literally just like appeared out of nowhere. First it was Hagoromo, and then he was talking about his brother, and then Kaguya popped up literally out of nowhere. So it was nice actually seeing, like last week's episode, we saw how Kaguya became all powerful like she is now by eating the fruit from the god tree or the divine tree, and then how she got her children because she fell in love with Tenji and they did some things and had her children. And at first I did not know, and I think it actually is pretty cool that Hagoromo and Homura are actually twins, because I thought that previously I thought that Homura and Hagoromo were just like, they were just brothers. Like, I knew that they were related, I knew that they were brothers, but I did not know that they were twins, which would explain a lot of things. Because at first when I realized that Kaguya had placed everyone under the eternal Tsukiyomi, I was like, well, how is she going to have her second child? Because I knew that there were two of them. I was like, how is she going to have her second child if she placed Tenji under the eternal Tsukiyomi as well? So that answered my question for them being twins, which I actually think is pretty cool. And from what I can tell, Hagoromo is the older of the two. I don't know, I could be wrong. I couldn't quite catch which one was which. I think that Hagoromo is the older of the two, and then Homura is the younger. But Kaguya, I don't know. I have mixed emotions about Kaguya. She is really freaking OP, and she is like, she has amazing powers, but she, from what I can tell, she's using them for the wrong reasons. And even Gamamura, when he came up to them and was talking to them about they need to go over the peak to see the divine tree, and then Hori was chosen to do the ritual of the divine tree, and then it turned out that everyone who does the ritual ends up being pretty much a sacrifice to the divine tree, and they die. And that awoke Hagoromo's Sharingan, which is actually really freaking awesome. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I mean, I knew that the Sharingan and everything branched from the Byakugan and all that good stuff, but I didn't think that it was going to happen that way. But I think it was pretty cool that Hagoromo, even though it sucks the way that it happened, I think it's pretty cool that Hagoromo's Sharingan was awoken from finding Hori passed away. So it's just, this episode was very intriguing and it was very informative. I really liked watching this episode. I was very drawn into the episode because I was waiting to see how things were going to turn out, and I also thought that it was pretty cool that Hagoromo got to learn Sage Mode from Gamamura, which, I mean, I'm guessing Gamamura is like the great grandfather's father to like Gamachi, which is Naruto's summon, and I can never remember how to pronounce Gamachi's father's name, but all of the toads are freaking awesome, and I would love to be a toad sage. I think that would be freaking amazing, considering that I like frogs. Just amazingness. Well, they're not frogs, they're toads, there's a difference. But just this episode was really awesome, and if you haven't watched it, I suggest you go watch it because it does explain a lot. Like, especially like it explains about how, or these last two episodes have pretty much explained like why Kaguya is here. Maybe not necessarily why she's here, but how she got here and how things turned out. And I also thought that it was kind of messed up that she, like we saw in the last episode, that she put everyone under the Eternal Tsukiyomi, but Gamamura told Hagoromo and Homura that she actually took some people, like she revived some of the people from the Eternal Tsukiyomi and erased their memories and put them back on the earth, I guess, because if she didn't, there wouldn't be anybody there. She'd be all by herself, which would be a little odd if you think about it that way. But I mean, I think that's pretty morbid. That actually bothers me a little bit. I don't know, I feel very unsettled about Kaguya. And it bothers me that she was crying because her son sealed her even though she was doing all this messed up stuff. So it's just like, you can't expect to do stuff like that and come to a place that you are not from and just completely like rip everything away from everyone and take their lives away from them when they make them literally have no say so in the matter. I think that's pretty messed up, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. But this episode was actually really awesome, and I can't wait to see what happens in the next episode because it looks like it's about to go down because Kaguya got onto Homura and pretty much told him that you can't hide anything from me, because she came to him and asked him where Hagoromo was or whatever, and Homura tried to cover for him, but it did not work out that way. So I'm so looking forward to seeing what happens next week because it is going to be awesome. So yeah, so as always, please remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. It helps me a whole lot. And this is TsubakiSwagg saying adios.